Hello and a very warm welcome to you, and thank you very much for tuning in to Deep Dive with Dave, where we go deep into your learning mindset and skills in the fields of learning and development, HR, business and technology to learn faster than the speed of change. And yes, I am coming to you from the beautiful and booming country of Vietnam. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm super excited. This is episode 1 of Deep Dive with Dave. I'm super excited. I can barely contain myself right now. But as you can see right ahead of you, there is my LinkedIn profile, Dave Online. I would love if you could follow me because on LinkedIn, I'm rather active on LinkedIn, and I will be sharing, teaser posts, trailer posts of upcoming episodes, and also snippets of previous episodes on LinkedIn. So please interact and engage with me on LinkedIn, share my content. I hope you find it valuable. And if you are listening or watching even on YouTube, that is also a fantastic place to consume this content, which is both educational, and I hope to keep it a little bit entertaining as well. But these screencast videos I will be uploading to the Upskill Podcast YouTube channel. So do me a huge, huge favor, smash up the like button to help me with the YouTube algorithm and reach more and more people, and subscribe to the Upskill Podcast so you will get a notification when I upload a new episode for you. And go ahead and leave a comment, scroll down to the comments, leave a comment, because I love reading your comments and also replying to your comments. And of course, you can listen to this podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, you name it. So super excited you're here. Before we dive in, I've got a lot of things to share with you. I do want to keep it relatively short, but I wanted to share a photo with you. Why not? There I am. That's me sitting there on the sofa in my hotel room. I recently had a fantastic holiday to the island of Phu Quoc with my wife. We were celebrating our dating anniversary and we had an absolute blast. First time to the island. The island of Phu Quoc is in the south of Vietnam. It's a really, really up and coming island in Southeast Asia. So if you're in town, if you're in Vietnam, do pay the island of Phu Quoc a visit. It's fantastic. You can do a lot of things on the island. There's so much to see. White sandy beaches. There's mountains. You can do trekking, mountain biking. There's even scuba diving. There's safari for the kids. And there's also even the world's largest cable car that you can check out that goes across 3 or 4 islands. It's amazing. So fantastic place. Let's get back to the main content. Today, I'm going to share with you a couple of articles. Please stick to the end because I've got some resources that I'd like to share with you. But let's jump to Kelly Palmer. Kelly Palmer, if you haven't followed her on LinkedIn yet and you're in learning and development, you're a business leader, you're in HR, do follow her. Please do follow her. We're going to talk about a couple of her articles, recent articles that I checked out. I want to share with you. She's also the co-author of The Expertise Economy, which is a book. I'm going to share the links with you in just a few moments. The book came out 2018, towards the end of 2018. Really, really awesome book to check out. So I think you'll find it really, really valuable. Let me tell you a little bit about Kelly Palmer. As you can see here, she's a futurist, keynote speaker, author, and CLO talent officer. She's a well-known thought leader on learning, business, and career development. And she's currently on the executive team of Degreed and was formerly the CLO officer of LinkedIn. That's why she caught my attention initially. Prior to LinkedIn, she was vice president of learning at Yahoo. We all know Yahoo, what a big company that is. And she's also held multiple executive positions, also in product development at Sun Microsystems. So she's got a vast business experience. So please do follow her. Now let's move on to the article, which is over here. If I just scroll up, this article I want to share with you is titled "The Big Step Businesses Need to Take in 2020 to Fix the Skills Gap." That's what we're talking about. We're focusing on closing the skills gap in this podcast episode with you. And this article is in People Matters, an awesome, awesome resource. Do subscribe to their newsletter. It's really, really Fantastic. And as we know, the skills gap is threatening the future of numerous businesses, and it can drag down economies both at the national and global level. So yes, I'm sure you are well aware of what's going on there. We've had the pandemic this year. We're in the middle of the pandemic. It's not getting any better. So we need to address this problem ASAP. Let me focus in on this paragraph here, which captures the main idea of this article. Workforces are not adequately prepared for the future. With new technologies bringing disruption at an unprecedented pace, any organization can lose market share and face a sudden downfall when a competitor springs up that offers a whole new, better way to provide a product or services. Skills gaps are threatening the future. This is really, we need to take action on this. And in this article, let me go to a quote here. She says, "It's time for companies to embrace the new science of learning. Instructor-led training in which employees pack into a room to sit through lectures and watch PowerPoint presentations are rarely very effective." Now, we're really now in 2020 starting to move away from instructor-led training. It's still important, but we don't need to always have it for every training program. It is very costly. It does not really fit in the flow of work, and it is rarely effective. So in this article, I want to share a few more things with you. I want to go into these recommendations with you. She recommends that company make these changes. First, she recommends, rather than focusing on compliance training, required courses that all employees must take, give them a chance to choose the skills they want to learn, put them in the driver's seat. So we really got to make a huge effort to empower our learners. This is not rocket science. This is very commonsensical. Put learners in the power of what they want to learn, and you're going to create that culture of continuous learning. Next, give them all time and the resources to engage in learning. Give them the opportunities. Help them to find subject matter experts inside the organizations. This really builds that social learning, which is so important. Every organization needs to be building towards social learning. So teaching is a great way for people to brush up on the skills that they have expertise in, no doubt about that. Then make sure that these employees have the chance to practice the skills they're learning and to get helpful, thoughtful feedback from people they trust who are already experts. So the feedback is important, and you can have it perfect, but if you miss this step to practice the skills, it's really never going to work. People are going to leave the company, and that's really the next step, the next big step. And it's here that businesses need to take, especially moving forward in 2020. We need to put those skills to work. And in this article, we need to put those skills to real life situations that the business needs to solve in the flow of work. You need to create those opportunities right now. Far too many businesses are failing to do this. We're not collecting enough data, or we're not collecting any data on which skills employees are learning, and we're not searching for ways to help them implement those skills. Negative effect of this, as we all know, we've all been there, we've all heard the stories. This often leads employees to leave a company where they can apply their new skills. They're going to look at other companies. And as Gallup notes, millennials in particular want jobs to be development opportunities, right? So that's super, super important. Companies need to collect data, and more to the point is to build an internal career marketplace that helps employees match their new skills to jobs and projects at the company. Something like eBay or Amazon, right? Where employees are allowed to keep their current role while taking time to work on a different project. This is where we need to be headed, okay? Here's another quote for you. Skills gaps across all industries are poised to grow in the fourth industrial revolution. The World Economic Forum reported earlier this year more than 54% of all employees will require significant reskilling by 2022, the forum said. So yeah, there's a huge upward struggle, but huge opportunity as well. So that's the article. I just wanted to share a few things with you. By the way, here is the PDF file. If you would like me to share this PDF file with you, I'm happy to do so in the community chat. I'm figuring out a way how I can share PDF files with you, but this is a great recent PDF file by Randstad 2020 Talent Trends Report. It's a 28-page report, and it looks in depth into what are 2020's top 10 talent trends. And here you can see them. It's a fantastic report. Right, let's move on to another article I wanted to share with you, also written by Kelly Palmer very, very recently. Why do businesses need an internal career marketplace for skills as soon as possible? Well, we talked about it already in the first article. We need to have a database where skills are discoverable. This is the most important thing, especially during the pandemic. We need to find talent within an organization instead of going out of the organization to look for talent. Because in this article, Kelly Palmer, she shares a story with us. When she was CLO at LinkedIn, she had an important project that required someone with expertise in marketing and PR. And she was ready to look outside of her department. But she then realized she had someone on her team with the necessary skills. She just had no idea about it. So that happened just by chance, by conversation, that she found out, like, wow, you're the person that I need. So she had recently hired the person to be the head of onboarding for the learning division. They had never discussed anything to do with PR and marketing. They were talking about it. And then she realized that this lady, she had a degree in PR and marketing. And she also wanted to do something about it in terms of use those skills in the current project. That's just a beautiful example of finding hidden skills. So how many of you, I'd love to hear from you, leave a comment. How many times have we found people with hidden skills and saved the company so much hassle, headache, money, and time, resources to find new talent? I'm sure you can come up with countless of situations. So it's so important that companies nowadays use skills from within. So here are some of the negative side effects. The lack of knowledge. This lack of knowledge has been a problem for all kinds of businesses. It sends managers looking externally for expertise they don't realize they already have internally, along with the high costs of recruiting and hiring. But it's become an even more damaging problem this year as COVID-19 pandemic has upended operations across numerous industries, triggered mass layoffs, and left companies reeling. So she goes into the impact of this and why we need to make skills and opportunities discoverable, and creating that career marketplace using that database, as she goes in to talk about in her book, The Expertise Economy. Using this system is really going to benefit the organization. We're going to avoid mass layoffs. And I really think this quote is interesting here. In a survey of 113 L&D leaders, 71% said that more than 40% of the workforce has needed new skills due to changes to work brought on by COVID-19, Gartner reports. So that's some pretty amazing statistics there. And the percentage of companies that are increasing investments in internal mobility programs has grown from 39% in 2016 to 47% in 2020. The article goes on to talking about we need to build a strong culture of internal mobility. That's really important. This is what Deloitte calls it. And it's not unusual for recruiters to be completely unaware that the best candidate for a position may already work inside the organization. So we need to maximize this. Really interesting article. I hope you found it interesting. I wanted to share with you the Amazon book. It came out 2018, towards the end of 2018, The Expertise Economy. It's a fantastic book. It is also available on Audible. So if you prefer listening to audiobooks, check it out. The Expertise Economy, How the Smartest Companies Use Learning to Engage, Compete, and Succeed. Now, if you want to have more in-depth on this topic, I came across a podcast with Kelly Palmer. She was interviewed by Andy Storch on the Talent Development Hot Seat, another great podcast to check out. But this is a really in-depth interview. It's about 40 minutes. Do check it out. I will share the links with you very, very soon. We're coming to the end of this episode 1. The last thing I want to share with you is the LinkedIn Learning course. And if you want me to share this course with you, it's on Instructional Design Needs Analysis with Jeff Toyster. If you want me to share this link, the link to this course with you, I have a premium account so I can share it with you. Then do connect with me and send me a message that you'd like to join. I'd like to take this course. I'm very happy to share it with you. In this course, he goes over the ADDIE model, the Aligned Instructional Design Process model. ADDIE stands for Analysis, Design, Development, Implementation, and Evaluation. So it's a very important model to understand when you're designing programs, and you can check out the learning objectives here. And yes, this is in instructional design. Really nice course to begin with. Thank you very much for joining me for this episode 1 here on Deep Dive with Dave. Make sure to smash up the like button on YouTube, subscribe, leave a comment. I'd love to read your comment and I'm happy to reply to you. Do follow me on LinkedIn. Let me go back to my LinkedIn profile here, Dave Online. Follow me on LinkedIn for lots of updates and content related to the Deep Dive with Dave. And also, don't forget to follow Kelly Palmer as well. And I will see you next time. Bye for now. And as always, upskill.